People coming together outside the headquarters of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's nonprofit here in Phoenix.
Several memorials have been set up in honoring that political voice. 12 News journalist Sean Rice has been speaking to people there today. And Sean, what are they saying?
Yeah, Tram and Troy, I got to tell you, this has been an incredible scene out here. Droves and droves of people coming here to the Turning Point USA headquarters to honor the life of Charlie Kirk. And I got to tell you, as you mentioned, I've had a chance to speak with many of them. And one thing I've really taken away is that every person's love for Charlie Kirk has really been unique to them. Some love his political stances. Some love his ability to debate and challenge controversial political topics. And some love his deep-rooted Christian faith. I'm going to step out so you can get an idea of what this looks like here today. There are two different memorials here set up outside of the Turning Point USA headquarters in Phoenix. Dozens and dozens of flower bouquets now sit at the foot of a picture of Kirk. It's two pictures, and each of those pictures read, quote, "May Charlie be received into the merciful arms of our loving Savior." Now, Kirk, he was killed yesterday morning at an event on the campus of Utah Valley University. Law enforcement tell us they are still searching for that suspected shooter. Kirk was a mighty and important figure in Arizona politics. This is a place he's called his home for the last decade, and it's where he created this nonprofit group, Turning Point USA. Now, this morning, Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs, she took our questions at an unrelated event in Phoenix. There was a lot of discussion around political violence and ways to stop it. I had the chance to ask Hobbs directly, what can we do as a country to make this kind of violence a thing of the past?
How do we calm the vitriol? I think there's average Americans, everyday Americans sitting at home today wondering, what can I do to prevent something like this from happening again to a person from either side of the aisle? Is there anything, a message you would give to an average everyday Arizonan on this? I
think I've consistently said that that we don't solve problems in our democracy through violence. We solve it at the ballot box. And I can't speak for every Arizonan or American, but I know that as an elected leader, my responsibility is to do everything I can to work to tone down the rhetoric. And I think I would call on other elected leaders to do the same and set that example that Americans will follow.
And to give you an idea of who was here today, I had a chance to speak with this couple. They're actually from New York. They're vacationing here in the Valley. They dropped everything. They were here to do other things, but they came here today to pay their respects to Charlie Kirk, as so many others have done here today. One thing I do want to point out, as this afternoon has gone on, we have seen many Turning Point USA staff members come out of these two buildings here to my right. They've engaged with Charlie Kirk's supporters. They've prayed with them. They've wept with them, all to honor his life. I would say that many people here today feel as though they are weeping for somebody they may not have known personally, but someone who has made a major impact on all of their lives. We're live this afternoon in Phoenix. Sean Rice, 12 News.
You know, Sean, earlier this afternoon when you gave us a report at 1 o'clock, the crowd was pretty sizable, and it looks like it's grown even more since then.
Yeah. Yeah, Tram, it's come and gone as this afternoon has gone on. I would say from about noon to 1 o'clock is when we saw the most amount of people. Maybe that's when people had a lunch break off from work. But one thing I've noticed, too, is young children to older people have all come here. There are families showing up with multiple young children. Charlie Kirk had two young children himself, a boy and a girl. He is somebody who encouraged people to have children on a regular basis, and people have really heeded that and have shown up here as a family unit to pay their respects to him.
And I'm sure you've been over there and looked at that memorial, Sean. Is there anything that stands out at you? Is there a theme to the notes you're seeing? I mean, what are I see flowers. I've seen some stuffed animals. What all is over there?
Yeah, flower bouquets, handwritten notes, American flags, Trump flags, and then obviously the two pictures, which are the exact same of Charlie Kirk, a religious message in response to his death. And so there are some handwritten notes. I've had a chance to read some of those. People just thanking him for the impact he's had on American politics. Of course, many of these people are supporters of our current president, and so many of them have appreciated his impact on getting him back into the office. But also some of the faith-based things have been really important to these people as well.